Hello viewers, welcome to some coverage of the recent stream against aTTaX Johnson. Now this is the first race around Nurburgring Grand Prix. We're going to ride on board with a couple of the drivers, one of which here is ONR Marple. Second on my team, CQR Type R. We are driving the Red Bull cars with the yellow back through turn 1. This is me, on board with me. Actually Type R, who qualified very well in this race, is going to get a bit off the track, let's put it that way. She had it coming together. I think it was with Liquid, then ended up getting collected by ForceOne on the way off. This is Lucifer, a member of Johnson's team, back down the grid order here. He was a bit further back. I qualified 8th originally and got up to 4th very quickly through turn 1. Type R here, and that is Juular DT going to get bumped wide, I believe, by Maldonado Jr., fittingly named, as we come through towards the hairpin at the bottom of the circuit. This is me on board, up in 4th position. The top 3 there, all members of Johnson's team. So we've got aTTaX Johnson in 1st place, followed by ONR Marple, and then GTZ Liquid in 3rd. So this is me getting overtaken by Racer, another member of my team. Lucifer actually looking to profit from that, as I got a poor exit from the bottom hairpin. So Lucifer looking to go up the inside, and not quite able to do it there. So now Racer ahead of me there is the best opportunity to try and catch up with the top 3 from Johnson's team. Type R, after a disappointing start, is going to go slightly wide, and he's going to try to come back through the pack to try to get a better position. So back on board with Marple, up in 2nd place, just behind Johnson. It's going to be a close race between the two of them as they come through the 2nd to last turn. The chicane, this is Lucifer. He's looking at the back of me, trying to profit from my mistakes through the chicane here at Nurburgring. Really tricky to get that chicane dead right. Type R at the back of this group, just behind TUS ForceOne, another member of my team. So back on board with Lucifer. He's actually going to look for a move. I go very defensive, and then I open it up and let him go for the inside. This puts him to the right hand side here, and I kind of just try to block him off and force him to the outside to let my teammate on the inside here. So ForceOne is actually going to get on the inside. So you can see here Lucifer's forced to the outside. ForceOne is going to nudge me ever so slightly wide, and he's going to have the inside line now for the right hander. But he goes in very narrow. They make contact. ForceOne and Lucifer make contact, but now it's a drag race towards the next turn, and it looks like ForceOne is going to get the initiative here. As we go in, Type R looking at this battle and licking his lips. Hopefully it might kick off for him. Doesn't quite hear. Lucifer almost going into ForceOne, but then on the exit, ForceOne looks like he's just about going to get the run as we go down to the hairpin. Lucifer's going to tuck in, is he? Yes, he is. There he is, going to tuck into position. So now we've got 3 members of the Johnson team up in 1st, 2nd, 3rd, then 3 members of my team 4th, 5th and 6th position, with Lucifer in 7th and CQR Type R here in 8th, having to get on the brakes actually. Lucifer was quite slow through there. And then a bit further round the race, onto lap number 3, Type R looking up the inside of Lucifer. You can see that the gap has developed here from Lucifer to ForceOne, so Lucifer not having the best of laps. And it's going to be another drag race here up towards the Schumacher S. Lucifer's got the inside line, he goes very narrow, too narrow indeed, leaves space on the outside. That is Type R through into 7th. So that was very respectful racing, giving each other space there through the Schumacher S. If you are going to go side by side, you do need to leave each other space. And then on to lap number 4, on board with myself. I'm in 5th position here, being chased here by TUS ForceOne. And then at the start of lap number 5, I don't want to hold him up too much. I'm just going to let him go. It's a team game, this race, so it doesn't matter if I let him go. The points we are scoring are team based, so all of the points will add together for your team, and then the totals will be added up for your whole team rather than individual drivers. So it doesn't matter which position you finish in respective to your teammates really. So I can let him through, and it doesn't really change the points that we're going to be getting. So this is lap number 5 of 10. They're going ahead slightly. This is Marple. Actually, Johnson's on the back foot here. They're going to make contact through the right-hander. Marple getting closer here. They're actually looking for a move up the inside. This car is very tricky to drive. It's the Ford Capri, very hard one to drive consistently. So that proves there that aTTaX Johnson just making a bit of a mistake. Into turn 1 on the next lap, Marple again very close. Maybe could have gone for a move, deciding against it. As I said, it doesn't matter which position they finish in within their team. So overtaking Johnson would be purely for bragging rights. So back with Super GT himself through the Schumacher S. Lap number 7 now. So we've had a couple of laps of calm. I'm in 6th position, my standard position. And you can see here, ForceOne has just got slightly away. So back with Type R just behind me. I've got a bad exit from there. Type R just having to hold off the throttle through that turn. So not getting the best of exit. So again, I'm going to pull over to the side, let my teammate go. And this is going to develop a battle between myself and Lucifer for the for 7th position here. So I'm going to pretty much be the rear gunner for my team. Juular DT is back in 9th in this race, or 10th. So he's not quite on the pace for this one. But we do have my 4 teammates, or 3 of my teammates here, line astern. And it does look like on the map, if you can see there, the top 3 from Johnson's team just getting away ever so slightly. So this is on board with Lucifer once again, and that is me just up ahead. And this is going to be the main battle from here towards the end of the race. This is essentially the main battle because it's between the teams basically. We do have other battles going on, such as this one. So Marple again getting very close to Johnson, ghosting out for some weird reason, and then through the right hander as we go towards the back straight, getting very close, having to go on the brakes mid-turn. So Johnson just employing that tactic where you just hold off the throttle ever so slightly, make the driver behind have to wait, and then you can drive away and get a bigger gap. Into the chicane on lap number 8. They're through quite cleanly there. Liquid is just behind this battle, not quite close enough to start thinking about overtaking, but if these two guys were to have an accident, he would be right there to pick up the pieces. And then back with myself, Super GT. This is lap number 9, the end of lap 9, so we haven't got very long left in this race, only one more lap left to go. So coming through the final turn, this is going to be the main battle now. We have just one lap remaining, so approximately 2 minutes. I wasn't quite able to lap under the 2 minutes mark. The top drivers in the race were consistently doing mid 159s, which for anyone who has driven this car will know that that's a very good lap time. Actually, I think they're doing low 59s, so it kind of proves how quick they are. I wasn't quite able to go under 2 minutes. So Lucifer actually getting very close through into turn number 3. A very clumsy feeling left-hander, shifting from 2nd up to 3rd before you hit the apex, to make sure you don't get too much wheel spin. Get 2 wheels over that white line for maximum traction on the exit. I can see his proximity arrow as we go into turn number 5. The left-hander down the hill before the right as we approach the hairpin at the bottom of the circuit. So again, Lucifer still very close as we come down on lap number 10. Is he going to go for a move? It's going to be a very tough one into this turn. When you know that the other drivers have got their braking points nailed on, it's going to be very hard to go on the brakes even later than that. So up into the Schumacher S for the final time. I'm a little wide from the apex, maybe half a car length or so. Not the best line. Unfortunately, he's not. Lucifer isn't quite gaining on me as we approach the next chicane, so not within range to overtake. Although through midway through this chicane, he's right on my tail, and I can spot him on the bottom of my screen. So I'm just going to employ the tactic there, where you just hold off the throttle, and then get on the throttle when you want. The other guy sort of has to be very patient, and then you develop a gap from that. So Lucifer actually going very wide on the exit of the turn. I develop a gap, and then I'm comfortably through. And he's just going to make contact with the wall guy, I think. So here is Marple in 2nd, finishing the race in 2nd. aTTaX Johnson there, winning the race. Liquid in 3rd. Racer in 4th for my team. TUS ForceOne in 5th. Type R in 6th, and myself in 7th. and then Lucifer just following through in 8th position there. So this is going to be the first race of 3 from the stream. Unfortunately I don't have coverage of the 3rd race. I didn't get the replay for that, and it wasn't a good race in many respects anyway, so it probably wasn't too much worth watching. But if you do really want to watch it, you can watch it on aTTaX Johnson's Twitch as a highlight on there. So if you do really want to watch the highlights of the stream, it did go on for a good 3 hours or so. You can watch it on his Twitch channel, which I will link below. So that is going to be the end of the coverage of this first race. Tune in very soon for the next race, which is at Brands Hatch Grand Prix. And I hope to see you in the next one. Subscribe if you'd like to see more of the same. Hit the like button. And I shall see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon. Goodbye.